So, hello, everyone. Proper introduction. This is your girl, J Essence Journey, and I am still living and loving Kigali and Rwanda for all it is, and just been on an adventure. But I'm taking time out today to talk about something in particular, something specific. No rambling. And I really want to give this authentic shout out. Um, this authentic, you go girl, or you do it boy, this authentic hand clap and whoop whoop and all the support and Google searches, because for those expats that are coming out here, and I'm speaking majority right now, Black American, African American expats that I know. There's a couple more that are come from in European countries or your Caribbean, but there is such an influx of not just expats coming to Rwanda, but those who have planted, keyword planted, and gotten down in the dirt and have started second career, third career, fifth careers in agriculture. And just my work with Hatima Farms and what we're trying to do this past month, I'm going to say, and I'm going to shout out a couple people's names. So if you see it, you see it. Just has been amazing in reaching out to people or going and see farms. Juan and Felicia, absolutely amazing. The work that they're doing, and I'll see if I can go into a couple more details. Also, Vita and Roland, doing some wonderful things. Mr. Denver, who I got to meet recently, and when I went out to the mixed farming, I did a video of that one. And then there's like three more. I can't even think, like it's so many things, but I wanted to stop and shout out and laugh, because I had to sit back and say, yo, who's coming over here with like that degree or that past experience in agriculture? And a lot of us are just figuring it out, like figuring out the elements, figuring out the local, the soil, the seeding, the growth, our biggest problem, which is water. Somebody said, oh, you don't have a problem because you're next to Lake Child. Nobody can understand the struggle of trying to get water as much as we do. And so I wanted to kind of put a pause into that, because there's a lot to be said for, I won't say staking it out and trying something new, but to come to a country and immediately start digging in and digging dirt. And I think there's a beautiful spark or message on taking what we've learned from one land and bringing it to our new home, and then building something that's tangible into the ground to grow. We are taking our hands and our knowledge and we're planting seeds to grow. And being part of agriculture or anything else, is a huge task. It's a huge taking. But the other piece that I really do appreciate is that for all the farmers that I've met, it's just been a great opportunity to even collaborate. The way that we show off crops or pieces of a crop or what was supposed to be a crop to each other, the way that we can discuss, and what are you doing for irrigation, or what are you doing for your soil growth? Do you have small livestock? What are you planning to do with these small livestock? What have you learned? What have you figured out? What have you burned? Which area are you in? Why did you pick this area? What are you doing for erosion? But just like those conversations and being around like-minded people who really just have an authentic heart to grow. That's it. Like that is the goal. The goal is to grow. How can we grow and become these new engineers and a new mastery? Like I really want to shout out, when you go through that, like the ancestors, the shout out your I'm gonna forget the boy who did the peanuts. Jesus, it's George Washington Carver. Booker T. George Washington Carver. But there's an innovation that also happens when you're doing this, and I've spoken about innovation before. And what I have to say is that it's very hard. It's very hard. And it's very hard to come into a new space and bring in something new. And you got to get this, this is a dual thing, to step away from traditional norms while honoring your traditional statuses. And I say that because a lot of things that happen out here is that if something works, people believe in that one way it works, and they're going to stay consistent with that one way. Coming in with something different, even if it's a different type of fruit, even if it's a different type of vegetable. And I can be honest with you, something as simple as maize versus sweet corn, it's a difference. Another one is the sweet potato. And like I said, I did a video a while back where I had catfish, and the guy loved raising catfish, did catfish, but catfish just does not sell because it's not native to here. It's something different. And so I go back to the circle where I was saying that innovation or anything new, you really do pound the ground with, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, and building an idea around it, whether you're gardening for yourself, whether you're gardening for like somebody said, well, oh, we're going to do Indian spices, that's awesome, or we're going to bring in this new flavor field, or one of the things that I know that we have to look into is like maybe we create our own restaurant or space, because we have to be able to serve things and keep it in a very comfortable spot. So what happens is you're knocking on this door of not only agriculture and I don't agricultural ship, but innovation and entrepreneurship, and just these different ways. And the truth of it is, if I look at all of us, and I'm telling you, I'm leaving out Big Three Farms, I look at it all, I do see us like going back to school. I think that if you ask any of us, do we want to book on something? Do we have somebody come or speak? Like, we are just so hungry and happy to have information, testing beds, and just keep driving on what can we do to be here. And it's really just this beautiful thing. So if you are watching this, thank you for watching. But if you see anybody who is on YouTube who's showing and sharing out what they're doing, shout out to the oyster mushrooms. Like, I would say like, subscribe, but just like put in the comments, go ahead, do it, because it's much harder than it seems. A lot of people look and see the crops. Like, I know you guys look at the farm and my growing journey and they're like, oh, congratulations. Like, it is so hard to get to just the little places that we have gotten to. I was gonna get to where you're getting to go where you're going. But it's so hard. It's so many thoughts. Like, I could tell you with my journey, and it's not even finished. Like, we started, like, officially Hatama Farms is almost like, yeah, we're about a year old. Like, everything's almost a year. But I didn't know about the planting season and timelines. I didn't know the value of what's happening now is that we're ending a rain season, we're going into dry season. And so the value of this pivotal moment right now, because if you're into building, this is the best time for you to start building. It is and it isn't. Let me explain why. It's a good time for you to build because you get your mud bricks. It's much better when it's dry to get your mud bricks, to get your foundations, to get all those things. It's also not as good because summer is when everybody's doing it. So the prices have really, really gone up. So there's just this constant learning of that, going into the rains, and knowing the rains and what happened last year for those in most of the Eastern District is that the rains did not come at the right time, which caused crops to be delayed or denied. Mine was denied, not on my watch. Girl, mine looked like a credit check. My crops were like, declined. To finding new ways to get water, types of water, the pH balancing systems that I've had to figure out. Like, if anybody's coming, there's a couple of things. If you want to just love and bring me, I would love it. Soil test is one. What's my other one? A rabbit tattoo gun is the other, and it's only like $20, but I need it. And then, like, dealing with like your local tools versus our regular tools. Like, one of the things, funny story, is like just a drill. We have to hire, we rent a drill because they are so, hot commodities to come by. Even us getting um glass cutters. So my mom is out there now. She went and called a couple places. They priced her $700. We don't need no $7. So we have found a place that has gone for like 170. So we trying to negotiate and get that done. Um, but like, so those type of tools there, it's like something simple like mowing the yard, baby. It ain't the same. It ain't the same thing like what you see. Like I have only seen one lawnmower in my 2 years here, and that lawnmower was at RICA. It was like at a major university. I have not seen the lawnmower. They have like that little, like a weed whacker, but that's like mowing the yard. And then who else? And then it's just so much. Um, so like I said, you're stumbling through these things, like dealing with the water tanks. You're dealing with like tools, efficiency, new regulations, new rules, navigating Ministry of Agriculture, navigating your sector office, navigating all that stuff. Um, and so so let me do this part too. Well, I say shouts out to the African Americans coming here and doing it. Thank you so much to, yeah, I forgot Lee, Sheila's honey, Lee, and I, let me go into this first part because I do need to go backwards. So I want to shout out as well to everyone who's been here. So that's our local farmers, our local agronomists, our local people, our mentors. I've shouted out before how Nellie's Farm has been a big mentor in helping me get to where I am, and just other people who come in and hug us and say, okay, let's talk about these things. Let's do these things. I had this major 6-month deal with mango trees and mealy bugs and learning about different fungus and bacteria and how we can prevent and all these other things because of locals who came in and said, yo, this is what you're doing. Here's one of our problems. How can we solve this? So the agronomists that work with Cassava Farms, the new and crazy ideas I come up with, the new crazy ideas they come up with. So there's first of all this shout out of Rondins just opening arms and hope and giving advice or pieces or research to help us transition into these new heights and levels of what we're trying to do. The other piece that I wanted to shout out is, like, I forgot about Lee, but she was like, I want to say again, I don't think I've met anyone who started their farm who has like a farming background. Like I'm telling you, we have all learned together. Um, Baby. And let me can I shout out Google? Can I shout out the power of a Googleable entry? Baby, my Google is so packed. It's like 26 tabs thick, baby. Because when something don't work, I Google humidity, Google, dry season, Google, inches for water on fertilizer, Google, how much fertilizer per square inch, Google, how many tons of fertilizer needed per hectare, Google, hectare versus acre, Google, like Google, Google. Anybody listening to this, I can give like game. You want to know what it's like to get into farming? Google. Um, Instagram, Google. How much feed is needed? How much feed is needed? Now, when you even talk about feed, how much is protein? How much is like fibrous? What do you do with this? What can you do? You can make charcoal out of chicken poo poo. You didn't know that, did you? You can make charcoal out of chicken poo poo, and you can make hand. Like bam, 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 bam. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Blow it. Let it sit out in the sun. Light it up. Light a candle. Cook. Sizzle. Yeah, you could do it all. What else? Pounding flour. Like I would say that I got my first pounding. No, it's not the best thing to say, but like, yeah, I had to pound the other day. The back muscles. So like, it's just beautiful. So when I have to come and say it, I'm going to say this message to you because I don't always get to say this message. I am going to say, like that wait and exhale, that sigh, I hear you. Um, I think it's Juan who told my project manager, he said, you're a farmer when you wake up every day thinking about it. And that's how you know you've really crossed the plane, because it's something that consumes you on what could be better. How can I shade this? How can I secure this? Um, like looking at leaves and noticing, oh, they're perky, not perky. I'm googling music to play for okra, like, because that really helped us. Classical music really helped plants grow. But I say that because the who is coming from, I know it's hard. I know that your brain is running so much it can fold over on itself. I know there's not enough time and space for all the ideas. You have to wait almost a year just to see if something planted right or if you did it. There's a paranoia over, did I do this correctly? Because we're so used to controlling everything and everything being in our hands. And I say that because your brain can get tired, your soul can get weary, but baby, still I rise. And I say that only because I say we are in the process of rising. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of us. I'm so thankful. Please continue the perseverance, because it's so new, but it is so needed. And I thank you for making this your new mission, because originally in your life, you don't think you was ever called to be here. And now that you're here, it's more than a calling, it's a mission and purpose, and it's a new lifestyle. And thank you for stepping into that journey to make it yours. Thank you for taking on this burden in this bag, because you're going to find the fertilizer. That's in people, that's in friends, that's in books, that's in words. You're going to find everything you need to nourish it and grow it. And I cannot wait from 3 to 5 years from now, when we are all standing in flourishing crops. Because it's not a quick battle, babe. It's not quick. It's not quick at all. This is what, you had to go around the city 7 times or whatever. Like, this is the march. I'm gonna get it wrong, Jericho, Jerusalem, whatever. We in the march. It's a walk, and that's what it is. And farming, planting, agriculture is not something to be done quick. It's something to be done right. And so, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for planting seeds. Seems as simple as that, but it's not. Thank you for taking on the responsibility to continue to plant seeds. It will come. It will come. Get your help, reach out, talk to people, Google, check out your YouTube. But for all of us coming over, we gonna get it. We gonna get it. Stay strong for the coalition.